Okay, so now let's move on to the specific questions about stem cells as it pertains to me and what I did. The first question being, why did I do stem cells? Now, about 8 years ago, I had massive herniated discs in my lower back, and then I also had some in my upper back. I was told that I needed to do surgery and also take pain medications. I chose to do neither of them, all right? Instead, I changed my workouts. I did some chiropractic stuff. I did lots of stretching, massage, and I took also a lot of anti-inflammatory supplements, not painkillers, but supplements. Again, more about this below in the description area. Basically, the end result was, I felt better and better slowly over time, and the pain went away. And this took about maybe 6 months at least, right? Then at the same time, I also made some, long-term changes in my life. Basically, I changed the type of workouts I did, the exercise, the weights I used at the gym. For example, I stopped doing squats and deadlifts or anything that could put stress on my spine. I also, changed the way I slept. However, in the past few years, that pain, even though it come and go, over the past couple of years, it just kind of came and it stayed, right? It was starting to get worse and worse. I started having a little bit more numbness in my legs and so forth. And also it's partly my fault, right? Because, I didn't stick to my stretching and my massage and taking all the high dose supplements. And I started getting cocky at the gym again and doing things I shouldn't be doing. And honestly, it became a lot of work and it was time consuming and also very expensive after a while. Additionally, I've had bad shoulders for decades, all right? And the past couple of years, they had just gotten worse and worse. First my right shoulder, then my left shoulder, then both shoulders. Needless to say, the past 2 years, I had been dealing with a lot of pain, all right? My workouts were getting worse and worse. My sleep was getting worse. I was getting weaker and weaker. And of course, I still didn't want to do surgery. So I opted to do the stem cells to see if my body can help heal itself and regenerate. And of course, reduce the inflammation specifically in those areas that I hurt, my back and more so my shoulder. Now, I know I can never get back to being perfect, right? Like when I was 15 years old or whatever. That's just wishful thinking. But any major improvement would be well worth it. Plus, I didn't have to do surgery and have to deal with all those potential negative side effects. Next question is, where were your stem cells taken from? Now, the ones I did that are typically used in the Panama office are from umbilical cord tissue. The umbilical cord donations are from healthy women in Panama from a normal, healthy birth, right? The mother's blood and the umbilical cord blood is also tested for things like HIV and STDs, hepatitis, infectious diseases, and so forth. So it's clean and safe. And from my understanding, this form is not allowed in the U.S., and this is why I went to Panama. Next question, what preparations did you make before you do it, for the stem cells? Well, keep something in mind. Because one of the primary benefits of stem cells is to reduce inflammation, I basically didn't work out or go to the gym for 1 week before I did the stem cells and 1 week after the treatment. This is because when you lift weights, right, there's a muscle damage, and this would cause, for repair and growth, and that's inflammation happening, right? It's good inflammation, nevertheless, it's inflammation. And to the muscles being worked, as well as the joints and the tendons and ligaments and so forth, I didn't want the stem cells to be, quote unquote, wasted on those areas to reduce the inflammation in those areas, because that's just temporary inflammation. I wanted the stem cells to go directly to the areas that my body needed the most for long-term inflammation and damage. Now, this would be my shoulders, my herniated disc, and my back, and some other places, like even you have brain inflammation, as well as, again, for better cognition and so forth. So these were just simple facts of aging. You have more inflammation as we get older. So I wanted the stem cells to be focused on those areas, and that's why I didn't work out for all that time. Next question is, what will the potential benefits be? Now, as stated earlier, I did the stem cells because I wanted to first reduce inflammation and pain. This was my biggest reason. Of course, another side benefit is to strengthen my immune system for longevity and also to improve tissue and cell regeneration. All right. Now, let me quickly go over more detail about these three benefits. First of all, the inflammation reduction. This is one of the major benefits that we all want and need as we get older. This is for both your body and your brain. And yes, brain inflammation is also a major issue, and this leads to memory problems, dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and so forth. Most people only associate inflammation to the body, like your joints and so forth, which is what I did originally, years and years ago. But inflammation is actually a major cause of aging and illness. And again, and below in the description area, I have more details about this topic because it's such an important topic, so make sure you check it out. Next, we want to talk about strengthening the immune system. One of the reasons we get sick, we get ill, we get cancer and so forth, is that our immune system gets weaker and weaker, right? It can't fight off all the toxins we are dealing with, and eventually something breaks down and we get ill. So that's one of the reasons. And finally, tissue and cell regeneration. Listen, when you're young, things just heal, right? They fix or they regenerate super fast. This has to do with, hundreds of different reasons in the body, but a primary one is you have so many stem cells when you're young. So they're quick to go and fix and regenerate cells and tissue. Unfortunately, as we age, the lower stem cells, poor hormonal balances and so forth causes us to slowly fall apart rather than to heal and grow. And that's one of the reasons we age. Next question is, how long was the treatment? Now, stated in my original video, I was in Panama for 5 days. Day 1, they did a regular blood test to see what my cholesterol and blood sugar and other health markers are. Day 2, 3, and 4, I did IV stem cells in the morning, 40 million, right? One day was the left arm, next day was the right arm, and then back again the left arm. And then day 2 and 3, I did the intramuscular and intra-articular shots in my shoulder. One day was my left shoulder, next day was in my right shoulder, and 10 million stem cells in each of those. The IVs shots took about 20 minutes, right? And you just sit there and they just run the IV through you as shown in my video. And also the shoulder shots, they just take a few minutes. So it's not like a whole day ordeal. And I got into, again, more of these details in my first video when I was doing the daily journal in Panama. Again, the link to that video is below in the description area. Next question, was it painful? Honestly, no. The IV ones didn't hurt at all. About 20% of people are reported to maybe get tired later in the day, but I didn't, and neither did my buddy and my other friend when we were there. The intramuscular and especially the intra-articular shots, because they go right in between the joints, they start to hurt a few hours later, and by nighttime you are in pain. However, 24 hours later, you're fine, so it's no big deal. Also, people who are doing shots in the knees, they hurt even more. Now, what are the side effects? Other than that initial discomfort from the shots, there aren't really no negative side effects. Again, only positive ones. Now, where did I do them? I went to the Stem Cell Institute in Panama. Their website is linked below in the description area. It's at cellmedicine.com. Again, I'm not paid for this. I'm not endorsing anybody, right? I just want to help you and share my own experiences. Now, based on the few people I know, including professional athletes and then Mel Gibson and Tony Robbins, that's why I decided to go there. Of course, as always, you should do your own research to see if maybe this can be done, stem cells, in your local area, so at least you can save time and money and traveling and all that. Again, why did I go to Panama? Honestly, because I was able to do large amount of stem cells, about 120 million intravenous and another additional 20 million in my shoulders, which I probably couldn't do in the US. And even if I could, it would cost much more money. Also, speaking about money, how much did it cost? All right, the total came out to $30,000, including the flight. The hotel is free. And when you do this at Cell Medicine, and you stay at the Hilton, and luckily the clinic, the stem cell clinic, is also in the right next to the hotel, so it's super convenient. The price breakdown was roughly 120 million intravenous, cost roughly $23,000. The 2 intra-articular injections in my shoulders cost $3,100, and the 4 intramuscular injections in my shoulder cost $1,500. So again, roughly $30,000. Listen, the bottom line here, to summarize it all, is that the biggest benefits of stem cells are the whole body regenerating, and more specifically, the anti-inflammatory benefits. Now, there's nothing that can replace this, all right? The stem cells, no diet or exercise, drugs, supplements, something like that. However, you should focus on reducing your inflammation daily. Again, this is a major cause of pain and aging and illness. And you can do this today, and this can be done. You don't need thousands of dollars on stem cells. You just need to make simple improvements in your lifestyle, right? What you eat, the exercise, your sleep patterns, supplements, and so forth. Either way, Even after you do stem cell therapy, you still need to live an anti-inflammatory life to continue to reap all the ongoing longevity health benefits from doing stem cells. Again, I've listed lots of important links below that I've mentioned throughout this video in the description area below this video. So make sure you take a look. Share this information with your friends and anyone you think they can benefit and help. Don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already. And as always, thanks for listening and have a very happy and healthy day.